Hello, this is Makeda of the Boston Bidoofs, and today I'm going to be going over my Week 3 battle versus the Torna Torracats. I was a little bit of in a funk last week, and I didn't plan very well for my opponent, and I'm quite bitter about that for myself, not because I lost, but because I felt like I could have had a much better match than I did. And so this week I did plan a little bit extra, not as much as my best matches from last season, but no offense to my opponent, I felt like I didn't need as much planning. My team's very straightforward, and his big threats to me are dealt with very specifically. And so I'm going to go over my team and why I decided to choose what I did. So if we look at his team, you'll notice he picked up Corviknight, which I had last season, Gmax, and he has Hatterene, and Melodic, and Gudra. So he has four really solid defensive Pokemon as the top four of his roster. So I do think he is going to bring them, but this also puts him at a speed disadvantage, which he mitigates pretty easily with Talonflame, who is a gigantic threat to my team. And Pangoro as a really hard hitter to clean up the messes left by his tanks. So this is how I planned to deal with him. And first of all, I'm going to show you my Porygon 2. This week, I ran Eviolite again, but I gave it modest nature with special attack investment and download stability because I really wanted him to do a lot of offensive uh, this week. Because if you look at his team, um, Thunderbolt and Ice Beam hit basically everything that threatens me super effectively. Thunderbolt for Corviknight, Melodic, and Talonflame, Ice Beam for Gudra, and it'll hit really hard. And I also have, I believe, Shadow Ball for Hatterene, right? Yeah, Shadow Ball for Hatterene. So that was my plan for him. If he brings out Pangoro, I can just switch out to something else. Um, but it's going to do work against most of his team. I have Recover there just to recover any damage off because I don't have that extra defense bonus this time. So that's that. So this is my Venusaur set. I am using the Koba Berry this week because, like I said, Talonflame is an extreme threat. I went with Koba for the flying resistance over the Fire Berry because Brave Bird gets priority with Gale Wings if he's not already damaged, and I outspeed if he's going to use Flare Blitz if I have a Sun Up. So I went for Koba Berry just because if I Sludge Bomb after a growth, he is O-code. So I'm not worried about the Talonflame unless it's at full health with Gale Wings. So I picked Koba Berry this week. Otherwise, I'm basically reverting to my week 1 set versus the Devious Mischievous. And I went full offense this week. I took it out of HP and put it into speed because just in case I don't get Sun Up, I still want to be fast. A lot of his team is fairly slow, but for example, if he brings an offensive Milotic, it's going to be a problem with Ice Beam, even though it's weak to grass. Gudra is very bulky. I want to be able to outspeed that. And yeah, just as um, extra speed just to help me outspeed things. Talonflame is the major threat, though. And against Dragapult, I only ran 52 speed investment um, because if it was not Scarfed, Jolly, or Timid Max Speed, I would outspeed in the sun. But I still feel like speed investment's the way to go. Um, I'm going to go a lot more offensive this week. So I don't necessarily want to always have the sun up, especially when he has Talonflame. So just having the maximum power and speed at all times is what I'm going for there. So sorry I rambled a little bit, but that's why I have that set. For Volcarona, it's standard like usual. I have heavy duty boots with Bug Buzz, Fiery Dance, and Psychic and Quiver Dance. So I pick Bug Buzz and Fiery Dance obviously for the basic stab. Fiery Dance to the Corviknight. Hatterene takes a big chunk from Bug Buzz, and I have Psychic there because I'm honestly not sure. I might have copy pasted this. I think it just hits because it hits Gudra and Melodic and stuff neutrally. It doesn't hit Pangoro, but that'll die to a Bug Buzz. It hits Talonflame. I think Talonflame is probably the reason because I could run Hurricane, but I'm in the sun usually, so I didn't want to run something inaccurate, and I wanted something that could hit Talonflame for at least neutral damage. So hopefully I can get to the Gale Wings to deactivate with hazards or something before it comes out. Otherwise, I'm going to have a problem with my two big sweepers, which are Venusaur and Volcarona. Next up is my Bronzong or my Talonflame counter. Ironically, I have Rocky Helmet and Heat Proof. I picked Heat Proof over Levitate because he doesn't really have anything ground that threatens me. He actually has no ground type, although Goodra gets ground moves, and uh, I'm sure he could bring Golurk if he wanted to. I mean, Golurk's a ground type, so he does have a ground type, but I don't anticipate him to bring it because I do have a Azumarill and Venusaur, which can kill them easily, as well as Porygon2. So I brought Rock Slide, which OHKOs it in one hit, or it OHKOs it after being hit with a Flare Blitz. After the recoil and Rocky Helmet damage, a minimum roll on Rock Slide will kill it. So that's why I have that. I have Heavy Slam there for the Hatterene and Toxic Stealth Rocks for the rest of his team. I think I'm going to lead Bronzong to set up Stealth Rocks. If he switches into uh, Hatterene, I'm not too worried. If I'm predicting it, maybe I'll just go for the Heavy Slam and see how that works out. But I do have Stealth Rocks on here twice in case he gets rid of one of them, because Talonflame is just such a huge threat. I decided that I wanted to run it twice just in case. So this is a max defense Bronzong because I do want to live that Talonflame, and I'm not scared of the Golurk. And even if I did, the defense investment helps me there too. Next up is my Choice Band Azumarill. Like I said, it's another repeat from my week one. I feel like Azumarill just hits everything on his team very hard. If I can keep it healthy, it will be a monster versus him. Aqua Jet hits everything well except for the Goodra and the Hatterene. So hopefully I can get some good hits off with that after weakening them if I need to. It's a great revenge killer in that regard. And yeah, so I just hope that the Choice Band damage is going to catch him by surprise. Because Azumarill is just seriously such a monster with max attack, adamant, Choice Band. It's just a monster. And last but not least, I brought Torkoal again. Of course, Heat Rock as the item to extend my Sunny Day turns. I have Lava Plume, Rapid Spin, Will-O-Wisp, and Rocks, or Stealth Rocks. Um, I opted for Will-O-Wisp as a way to deal with the Pangoro and the Corviknight. But for the most part, I don't anticipate going for that, especially with Lava Plume, just because I am scared of the Hatterene. But Will-O-Wisp is there as the guaranteed burn if it hits, as opposed to Lava Plume's 30% chance. So uh, it's it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how this battle is going to go, but I do think it's going to go well in my favor, especially if I can get a Growth or a Quiver Dance off and deal with that Talonflame as soon as possible. So hopefully he leads Talonflame and I can kill it with a Rock Slide off the bat. That would be amazing. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't know why, but this season I haven't really been as motivated as last season. I've just kind of been in a funk lately. It's probably mostly because of COVID. It's just rough, just a rough time right now, um, mentally, and just everything is boring. That's what I get when I'm stuck in home all day or just working all day. So I'll get back to you with the battle, and I hope you enjoy. All right, we're about to start the battle. I did a couple practices. I made one change. I decided to go with Trace on Porygon 2 because I noticed that it was getting an attack boost most of the time. So I figured why not just give it Trace instead of Download just because. So battle's getting started. As expected, he brought his top 6. So I am going to lead with Bronzong, like always. Hopefully he leads Talonflame. He does not. That's unfortunate. I know I can take a close combat. I'm just going to go for Stealth Rock as he goes for the knockoff, which is fine. Hopefully he doesn't have heavy duty boots on the Talonflame. That's what I'm hoping. I don't think I could really risk anything else getting knocked off. I think I'm just going to go for Toxic. Sorry about that. Let it die. That's fine. Now I am going to go into Azumarill because if he's locked in a knockoff, I don't mind losing the Choice Band, and I know Play Rough is going to kill and hit anything he switches in really hard. So let's do that. He's not. He went for the Iron Head, which is a strange choice, but he must be Expert Belt or something. I don't mind losing the Bronzong because I uh, set up the rocks, so that's good. If he's Specs, I'll probably die to a Thunderbolt, so I'm just going to go into Porygon 2. See if he's gooey. Yeah, he's gooey. That's cool. Yeah, he went for the Thunderbolt, as expected. I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam here. I can chip off anything. If he goes into Milotic, I'm not scared. So, let's see what happens. Yeah, I do like 41%. I'm just going to Ice Beam again. Yeah, he's going to keep pressing it. I think next turn I'm... Oh, I probably should have recovered there. I got a high roll on that one. I was expecting him to live one more hit, but that's okay. So I don't know what set this Milotic is running, so it is scary. Um, I'm going to click Recover here. Yeah, he just goes for the Scald, which makes me think that he's a defensive set, which is fine by me. I'm just going to Thunderbolt. He Toxic'd me. Good play. It's definitely a defensive set, but I can definitely kill it if I can get a Paralyze. Please get a Paralyze. If he's going to recover spam me, that's fine. I'm just going to switch into Torkoal. I don't feel like staying in and accumulating that toxic damage when I can just go into Torkoal and, I don't know. He used Scald, Toxic, and Recover. So I'm going to go into Venusaur here. If I can get a Growth off, I think I can just sweep him. Yeah, he's going to Scald me. It's going to do nothing. And here I'm just going to click Growth. If he switches into Corviknight or Talonflame, he is Heavy Duty Boots, which is unfortunate, but I just got a Growth off. I have the Koba Berry to take the flying attack, so I'm just going to go for the Max Ooze here, and I should live and kill it in one hit. Oh, I outsped. He must have gone for the Flare Blitz. That's great. That's so great for me. Oh, man. So if he switches into Corviknight, that'd be a really good play, but I don't think he's going to. I'm just going to take out Hatterene and Milotic. I'm assuming that's who he's going to send in. Corviknight. Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate, but that means I'll definitely live a hit. I'm going to go for the Vine Lash here, and then next turn I just go for the Weather Ball, and I should be able to take it out with my +3. And he went for the Max Guard. That's a good play. I still outspeed, and the Weather Ball should do a chunk. Yep. Weather Ball takes it out at +3. And that's the game. That was a very unfortunate victory for him, or loss for him. Oh, I only lost my Bronzong, so that went well. GG, man. I hope you can get some less one-sided matches in the future. I know the last few have been quite rough, but it's all a learning experience. So thanks for playing, and hopefully you can make it to the standings at the end. I think that'd be really cool.